If you've been watching our series, you know that winter is coming. And in this very special series, I'm going to show you some winter comfort food. Hey guys, it's me, the Bombay chef Varun Inamdar, and welcome to Rajshri Food. Today's recipe is Handvo, my ultimate favorite comfort food. Let's begin. Well, I'm going to make a mixed vegetable handvo, for which I'm going to use vegetables that I like using: cabbage, carrots, and capsicum. Nevertheless, you can go a step further and add in French beans, green peas, zucchini, doodhi, bottle gourd. Why not? Choice is absolutely yours. Let's chop this nice and fine and keep this aside. And then I'm going to introduce you to the handvo mix, which is very important and very critical for this recipe especially. I've personally chosen this recipe for this winter special series because it's an amazing combination of dals along with rice. The proportion, if I can quickly tell you, it's 1 cup of rice, half a cup of chana dal, 1/8 cup of tur dal, 1/8 cup of urad dal, and 1 teaspoon of Fenugreek Seeds. What you need to do is wash all of this under running water and soak this for 6 hours. Once it's nice and plump, we grind this nice and smooth and keep it again for 6 hours covered in a warm place. This now has reached that stage and is perfectly fermented and ready to go to the next step. To this, let's add in a few ingredients. Let's begin with dahi, ghar ka jama dahi or curd. Well, I also know for a fact that in a lot of homes, dahi is added in the second mix, which is the ground mix, and then it's kept to ferment. Well, I've been doing it like this for so many years, and I think it just works out perfectly. To this, I'm adding in dhania and jeera powder, which is a combination of coriander and cumin seeds, untoasted. To this, garam masala, grain sugar, ajwain seeds or carom seeds, asafoetida, hing. To this, I'm adding in red chilli powder, along with this, turmeric powder and salt. To this, we also need to add in refined oil. Even peanut oil, in fact, works wonderfully well with this. And with this, vegetables. Cabbage to begin with, followed by carrots and capsicum. Well, I sometimes wonder, what if there's a Hindi version of Game of Thrones? Who would play the role of Jon Snow or Daenerys? And what if they're eating something like a handvo just because winter is coming? Well, I personally feel Hrithik Roshan would be the perfect fit for Jon Snow, isn't it? Well, stamp paper pe likh lo. I think that is the perfect fit. Hai na? Let me know in the comment section what you feel. Let's add in all the vegetables and give this a mix. And finally to this, we're going to add in fruit salt. Add it right towards the end because otherwise the purpose will not be solved. Time to be quick and time to mix this all wonderfully well. Without further ado and without wasting any time, let's move on to cooking the handvo. Well, traditionally, this is baked. You can bake it on a gas oven, you can bake it in an electric oven, but what I'm doing is I'm actually cooking it in a pan. So let's get cracking. You can make this in a kadhai, you can make this in a pan. Let's begin with vegetable oil. With the tempering of mustard seeds and cumin seeds. Let's begin with mustard seeds, followed by cumin seeds only after they start spluttering. Let's get all of it in the center and let's add in the handvo batter. Do not get over adventurous because we're not going to stir it. It's just about baking and steaming at the same time. A little bit of a trick, but you'll get it right. Lower the flame and flatten this literally like a thick cake. You need to cover this and cook it on low flame for at least 10 minutes. Remember, the flame has to be low. On that note, let's take a short break because Lord Peter Baelish said, knowledge is power. And this short segment is all about that. While I'm showing you the pan method of cooking handvo, let me tell you that my grandmother actually had a glass dome, and that was so fancy and so amazing because handvo was generally baked in that on top of a gas burner. Well, these days, ovens and microwaves are literally in everyone's homes. Now, what do? If you have an electric oven, you can bake this on convection mode for 30 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. If you're the ones who use a microwave, 10 minutes and your handvo is just perfectly done. Well, also, if you see, this handvo has so many dals. It has a combination of rice, chana dal, tur dal, methi, and also a little bit of urad dal. And that makes it wonderfully warming from within, especially this winter season. Let's head back to the kitchen. The handvo has perfectly released the bottom of the pan, and that's what we're looking at. Well, that's a sign that it's now comfortable to flip. Let's add in a teaspoon of oil at the top, because now it's going to get flipped and this now is going to become the bottom. Remember that. And to this, I'm going to add in some red chilli powder. Let's give this a swirl. And this is the time where I would suggest, do not get adventurous. If the handvo is of this size, do not get adventurous, because I'm going to show you a very easy trick of flipping this. Well, if they're smaller cakes, you could of course use a flipper, turn it over very simply. But in this case, let me show you a trick. What I'm going to do is, of course, take 2 large dinner plates and transfer the handvo onto one of the plates. There you go. The next step is to place another plate on top of this. This could get a little messy if you're doing it for the first time. And flip this very, very, very casually. That's where you have a nice and crisp handvo at the bottom. Time to slide this in very gently. Push this very gently. Like so. Isn't this style of flipping wonderful? Let's cover this and cook it on low flame for further 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes, and trust me, this could take 15 minutes, this could take 18 minutes. It completely depends on the intensity of the flame. Let's check this. Well, this looks nice and crisp, even at the bottom. With this, off goes the flame, and this now straight goes on the serving platter. With this, our mixed vegetable handvo is done and ready. Do try this winter, because winter is coming, and to keep our immunity system strong, we have to eat foods which are warming and healthy. So do try this recipe. It's nice and crisp on the outside and nice and spongy within. Do give it a try. By now you know that I can walk like Brandon Stark. Come to your balcony and check. On that note, do not forget to like if you've liked the video, and stay tuned to Rajshri Food as winter is coming. Bye for now, every Wednesday.